Ravenel, these are master manipulators. They have this conspiracy going all across America to try and convince people that in democratic states they're not as safe. Well, guess what? They're also not only election deniers, they're data deniers. The data shows that shootings and murders are down in our state by 15%, even in New York City, down 20% on Long Island, where Lee Zeldin comes from.
How many of you think that crime is a big issue in this city? All right. How many of you think that Kathy Hochul is not doing enough on crime? Not doing anything. What do you think when you hear them say that, like, for example, the governor say, well, it's not as bad as they're saying on TV?
It's worse, probably. She's hiding a lot, I guess, to make it seem nice and stuff, but it's bad. The subways are horrible.
It was the middle of the day on Saturday. 78-year-old Stuart Beinacker was heading to a gardening class.
It was the first time in my life I thought I was going to die. I thought I was going to die.
But he became the latest victim of violence underground on a downtown 2 train when he says this man and woman were playing music too loud.
And so I asked him to please turn it down, and he immediately ran over and started punching the out of me. My face, my head, blood gushing everywhere like a geyser.
The train, the MTA system is just terrible. I can't, who's getting, thrown in the train tracks, who's getting beat up and punched and whatever. Staten Island lately, it's been terrible. There was a child shot in Tottenville High School not too long ago, and we lived in Brooklyn, and it was there, especially in the 80s and 90s. We moved out to come here for a safer environment, and I feel like I'm back in Brooklyn again.
So far this year, subway crime is up 41% over last year, and it is affecting commuters, just as it did in the 1980s. The victims traumatized after being attacked by a stranger. This woman in 1984.
He threw me over the man's head in front of me. I hit the pavement on the bottom. My head split open.
Fast forward 38 years to my interview just this June with Tavon Silver of the Bronx, who spoke with me from his hospital bed after a man stabbed him on the subway in an unprovoked attack.
Blood was gushing everywhere. If you look straight through, you could see my bones.
As a woman riding the train, there's a lot of things I worry about.
As a native New Yorker, now I don't feel comfortable traveling in my own city.
It's important that you try to secure your things because people just come up to you and just grab and run away.
I have to keep watching with everybody, because you don't know who's coming out the woodwork.
I kind of look around, look back and forth a lot just to make sure I'm safe.
I walk around and I'm scared that someone's going to attack me.
You get wary on the subways now, and I'm very worried because I ride every day and every night.
We need more cops in New York City, especially with all the crime.
I think you just need more police in the subways.
They put 2 police over there, over there, but we need more.
I see that there's a lot more homelessness in the subway, not as many police presence as they say there should be.
From CBS News and YouGov, 65% of you said the issue of crime will be very important to your vote. A separate poll released by Gallup last week finds Americans are more likely now than at any time over the last 5 decades to say there's more crime in their community than there was a year ago. 56% of you say there's more crime where you live now than last year. 56%. And that's a trend that's been building over the last few years since 2020, when Joe Biden was elected.
Crime is a big darn deal.
It used to be elsewhere, but now it's in our own neck of the woods.
We want to move, yes, because of crime. We want out.
We live in an area where there is quite a bit of crime, so we are concerned about that.